Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding out the road you take to work every single day has just, well, vanished.
Right, just gone.
Yeah, completely gone. And now you're forced to drive a detour that adds like 5,000 miles to your morning commute.
Which is just a terrifying thought.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
You're burning twice as much gas, putting incredible wear and tear on your car, and to top it all off, your boss informs you that you're actually getting paid less for the shift.
Yeah, it sounds completely absurd.
It really does. But that scenario is essentially the reality the entire global supply chain woke up to last year. So welcome. We're taking a deep dive today into the hidden mechanics of global trade. We want to strip away the mystery of how, 90% of the things you touch every single day actually make it to your doorstep.
Yeah, and our decoder ring for this journey is the Hapag-Lloyd 2025 annual report, which just came out in March 2026.
Right. And I know an annual report for a container shipping company might sound like a super dry financial document.
Oh, totally. But it's actually fascinating. I mean, Hapag-Lloyd isn't just a company. They are a top-tier global carrier. They're a bellwether for the whole global economy.
Exactly.
So 2025 was this year defined by massive paradoxes for the supply chain. And analyzing this specific report shows you exactly how these major industries adapt to a really volatile world.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because to understand their strategy, we first have to look at the bottom line. The bizarre financial reality of 2025, where they were basically doing more work for way less money.
Right, the paradox. The physical exertion of the company went into overdrive, but the profit margins just evaporated.
It's wild. I mean, the numbers show transport volume actually went up. It jumped by 8.2%.
Yeah, up to a massive 13.5 million TEU.
TEU being 20-foot equivalent units,
Yeah.
standard shipping containers.
Exact. So they hauled over 13 million of these metal boxes across the ocean.
And here's the crazy part. Despite moving all that extra cargo, their group EBITDA dropped from 4.6 billion euros in 2024 down to 3.2 billion in 2025.
Yeah, a massive hit.
And overall revenue dipped to 18.6 billion. So you have to wonder, how does a company move millions more containers and somehow lose that much profit?
Well, the fundamental unit economics got squeezed from both sides. So on the revenue side, the average freight rate, which is basically the sticker price to move a container, dropped by 7.8%.
Down to what, like 3,376 sols per TEU?
Right, because there was just incredibly high transport capacity in the market. Too many ships chasing the same cargo, so everyone has to slash prices.
The sticker price plummets. But at the exact same time, the cost to actually move those ships spiked.
Oh, dramatically.
Yeah.
Due to some severe external shocks. And just to be clear for everyone listening, we're just reporting on the operational impacts here, looking strictly at the logistics, not endorsing any political viewpoints.
Right, exactly. We're just looking at how the map changed.
Yeah. So first, the new U.S. tariff policy created this extreme volatility in demand. Shippers were frantically trying to move inventory before tariffs hit.
So you get these unpredictable spikes and then sudden lulls.
Exactly. It's whiplash. But the second factor was the security tensions in the Red Sea.
Right, the 5,000-mile detour I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, commercial ships basically had to abandon the Suez Canal.
Right.
They had to divert all the way down and around the Cape of Good Hope.
Around the entire southern tip of Africa.
Right, and that diversion alone caused a 6.6% increase in bunker fuel consumption. They burned through 5 million tons of it.
5 million tons. That's just staggering.
And the irony is, fuel prices were actually lower in 2025, sitting around 528 tons a ton. But because they had to sail so much further, they burned so much extra fuel that it wiped out any of those savings.
So you're telling me it's like running a global pizza delivery service where sudden road closures force your drivers to take a 5,000-mile detour around an entire continent?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
You're delivering more pizzas than ever, but you have to charge less for the pizza, and you're burning twice the gas. How does a company even survive that, let alone plan for the future?
Well, you can't just tell the ships to sail faster. You have to completely redesign the map. Which leads us to Hapag-Lloyd's biggest operational pivot of the year.
The Gemini cooperation.
Exactly.
This was the massive partnership they launched in February 2025 with Maersk.
Right. And what's fascinating here is the mechanics of it. Historically, shipping relied on complex point-to-point routes. A ship would stop at 5 different ports in Europe.
Right, a milk run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if there's a delay at one port, it cascades and ruins the schedule for all the others. So Gemini throws that out. Instead, they rely on a strict hub-and-spoke model.
Okay, so how big is this network?
They pooled about 340 ships across 57 services. The long-haul mainline ships only hit a few high-performance mega hubs. They unload everything, turn around, and go back across the ocean.
And then what?
Then regional shuttles, the spokes, take the cargo the rest of the way to the smaller local ports.
Okay, I have to jump in here because from a consumer psychology standpoint, it sounds exactly like how major airlines operate, routing everyone through Atlanta or Dubai.
Yeah, the airline model.
But as a passenger, I absolutely hate layovers. It's just another chance for my bag to get lost or to miss a connection. Why does adding a layover for a shipping container actually make it more likely to arrive on time?
It's a fair point, but it's different because stripping out the local port stops, drastically reduces operational complexity. You avoid the shallow waters and port congestion.
So the big ships just stay in the deep water where they're fastest.
Exactly. And mega hubs are highly automated. It's not human baggage handlers, it's robotics. And the result? Even amidst all that geopolitical chaos we talked about, Gemini achieved a staggering 90% schedule reliability in its first year.
Wait, really?
90%.
Yeah, it set a completely new benchmark for the industry.
Wow. Okay, but for that airline-style hub-and-spoke model to work perfectly, you need absolute control over the hubs themselves, right?
You do. You can't rely on third-party terminals if you want 90% reliability. Which perfectly explains their massive spending spree. Because in February 2026, and this is huge breaking news, Hapag-Lloyd signed a $4.2 billion agreement to acquire Zim Integrated Shipping Services Ltd.
A massive deal.
Yeah, assuming it gets approved, this makes them the fifth largest liner shipping company in the world. They'll have over 3 million TEU capacity, transporting 18 million TEUs annually.
And this connects directly to their broader strategy 2030, specifically their Pure Play Plus approach.
Pure Play Plus, break that down for us.
So Pure Play means they're staying focused on ocean shipping, not getting distracted by airlines or rail.
Okay, and the plus?
The plus is the infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's not just about owning the ships, it's about owning the physical land where the ships park.
Oh, wow. Here's where it gets really interesting. They aren't just buying more pieces for the chessboard, they are buying the squares on the board itself.
Yes, exactly.
But doesn't this aggressive expansion, dropping $4.2 billion on Zim while profits are technically down carry a massive risk? Are they just trying to buy their way out of a volatile market?
It is aggressive, but it's calculated. Under their Hanseatic Global Terminals brand, they're expanding their terminal and infrastructure segment fast.
What are they buying specifically?
Well, they acquired a majority stake in a terminal in Le Havre, France. They're also building a brand new one from scratch in Aracruz, Brazil.
Oh, building one from the ground up.
Right. And their goal is to hold 30 terminal investments by 2030. By owning the terminals, they guarantee their ships get priority. They never have to wait in line, which protects that 90% reliability.
So it's vertical integration to protect the schedule.
Exactly.
Okay, so you have this massive, newly consolidated fleet of ships. You're buying the ports they park in. But the final unavoidable hurdle for 2030 isn't just where the ships go, but what actually powers them.
Right, the fuel.
Because you can't be a market leader if regulatory emission standards make your entire fleet illegal to sail.
Absolutely. Decarbonizing is a strict financial imperative now.
And the scale of this is hard to wrap your head around. Look at the Wilhelmshaven Express. They christened it in October 2025. This thing is an absolute leviathan.
A monster of a ship.
It's 399 meters long, 61 meters wide. It holds over 23,000 TEUs. And it has a 79,000 horsepower engine.
Yeah, and the technological marvel inside this beast is that it uses a high-pressure dual-fuel propulsion system.
Dual fuel meaning it can run on different things.
Right, it can run on traditional fuel, but it's fully capable of running on biomethane and e-methanol.
E-methanol?
Yes, and by the end of the decade, they plan to have 50 vessels in their fleet equipped with this alternative propulsion.
So they are setting some hard sustainability targets then.
Very hard targets. They're aiming for a 1/3 reduction in absolute CO2 emissions by 2030 compared to 2022 levels.
Okay.
And their ultimate goal is net zero by 2045. They're so committed, they actually won the Zambia tender again.
Zambia being the Zero Emission Maritime Buyers Alliance.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just a PR stunt. It's about survival. Shipping is facing fierce new regulations.
Like what?
Like the EU's emissions trading system and the Fuel EU maritime regulation. If they don't decarbonize, the financial penalties will be crushing.
Okay, but I have to ask a probing question here. We talked earlier about how they burned 5 million tons of bunker fuel this year just trying to navigate around global conflict zones.
Right, the detour around Africa.
Yeah. So how realistic is a net zero goal by 2045 when a single geopolitical flare-up can force your entire fleet to take the long way around the world?
It's a huge challenge.
Isn't their green timeline entirely at the mercy of global peace?
Well, yes and no. That's
Right.
exactly why they are building dual-fuel engines. They know the transition won't be perfectly smooth, there will be crises.
Right.
But by having engines that can burn e-methanol, and by securing the supply chains for those green fuels now, they're building operational optionality. They can't control the geopolitical map, but they can ensure that whatever route they have to take, they have the technology to do it cleanly when the fuel's available.
Wow. Okay, so pulling this all together, for you listening, the big takeaway here is that Hapag-Lloyd's 2025 is really a masterclass in controlling what you can control.
Absolutely.
You can't stop tariffs. You can't force open a blockaded sea. But you can redesign your entire network with Gemini. You can buy your competitors and your ports with Zim and Hanseatic, and you can upgrade your engines like the Wilhelmshaven Express.
Yeah, and so what does this all mean for you? It means that every single product on your desk right now is the end result of these massive, high-stakes logistical chess games.
The invisible shockwaves.
Right. When you see a news headline about a tariff or a border dispute, you now understand how it directly impacts those 13.5 million metal boxes crossing the oceans.
It's incredible to think about. But before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final lingering thought to ponder. We spent this time talking about the immense physical scale of these ships and the consolidation of these mega companies.
The hardware of it all.
Exactly, the hardware. But consider this as artificial intelligence takes over the predictive mapping of global supply and demand, and companies like Hapag-Lloyd integrate all this logistics data into the cloud. What happens when the entity that moves the world's physical goods also holds the world's most valuable predictive data on human consumption?
That is a wild thought.
Right. Are shipping companies evolving into the ultimate global data brokers? Think about that next time you click order. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Keep questioning the world around you.